14 clerical workers at the huge Kroger warehouse in Memphis voted 3-6 not to join Teamsters Local 667.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Last week in Southern Labor, which is a segment that we do every week mostly, where we tell you what happened in the labor movement in the South. We pull the information from Jonah Furman's newsletter, Who Gets the Bird?, which compiles all this information for the entire United States. So if you want to see what's going on with workers outside of the South, then you should subscribe to his newsletter, whogetsthebird.substack.com. And with that, let's jump into new organizing for the week of September 3rd through September 10th. 700 poultry plant workers at Pico Foods in West Point, Mississippi are organizing with UFCW Local 1529. It will be the second largest vote in the state in at least the past 15 years, which is as far as easily accessible online NLRB records go back, only behind the ill-fated UAW drive at Nissan in 2017. 115 cement truck drivers for Titan Concrete in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, are unionizing with Teamsters Local 769. 6 meter techs for People's Gas in Pikeville, Kentucky, are joining the Utility Workers Union. And the staff of Act Blue are unionizing with Code CWA, and they are requesting voluntary recognition. In union wins and losses across the South, 14 clerical workers at the huge Kroger warehouse in Memphis voted 3-6 not to join Teamsters Local 667, who represent the rest of the warehouse workers there. 16 mechanics for Waste Management of Kentucky in Louisville dropped the UAW Local 3058 in a 4-7 vote. The MLBPA, as we mentioned last week, announced that they had gotten something like 6,000 union cards signed among minor leaguers, and the bosses decided that they had better voluntarily recognize them, which they did. Baristas at 17 Hine Brothers coffee locations in and around Louisville won their election to join 32 BJSEIU. In political fights, Elizabeth Warren in the Senate and Brad Sherman in the House have introduced a bill to eliminate Section 14B of the Taft-Hartley Act, which is to say, ban state-level right-to-work laws, which is based. The House Education and Labor Committee will hold a hearing on corporate union busting featuring leaders of Starbucks Workers United and the fantastic Kate Bronfenbrenner, one of the best analysts of the NLRB elections and new organizing data. We'll have some analysis of that hearing, which happened last week, later on in the show. The NLRB has proposed a joint employer rule, which would make it so that parent companies, and especially those who subcontract or franchise out operations, would be liable for the employment behavior of their underlings. And finally, in internal union politics, the AFL-CIO has gained an affiliate in the Major League Baseball Players Association, which were not already affiliated, and although there is nothing exactly to report yet, a new reform effort has launched on social media, but there are real people behind it in the UFCW ahead of their April 2023 convention. They're calling for one member, one vote, and other union democracy reforms, which, if successful, could be a major shakeup in one of the country's largest unions. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.